$.
Spade.
Parkland.
We're going to start getting some work done, family. So please get them donations in. Get them in. $.
Spade.
Parkland.
It's showtime.
Welcome. If you are new, please subscribe, click the notification bell, share to all your social media, thumb up the video. Just witnessed Willie D calling the rest of us regular people uncivilized mutts. I know. Yep. And what's crazy is during his broadcast, he said that we all should come together. It's always your own people tearing you down. And he did it on the Friday, with today being January 12th, a couple of days before Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Wow.
Game over.
So yeah, and when I say they, I'm talking about our people, are quick to say that we should all come together. We're the ones tearing each other down, blase, so on and so forth.
These nuts.
Yep, and that's what it is. So very interesting. As soon as I saw the preview for this, addressing the uncivilized mutts, my first thought was, he got in his feelings. He got sensitive because people were comparing his interview with the Shay Shay Room. And I mean, he did that when he advertised it. He said, hey, y'all, I see the way that Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams' interview is going. I did an interview with Cat Williams. I've been sitting on it. It's going to be better. He advertised it like it's going to be better than the Shay Shay Room interview with Cat Williams. You should check it out. And so on and so forth. He did that, not us, him. He put the interview out there and people had their critiques because it wasn't better. It wasn't better at all. And he's gotten sensitive and in his feelings from the criticism because he's used to the echo chamber of his platform. So on his channel, he will critique trending topics, other celebrities, go in on them. But the first time that he gets criticism, now all of a sudden he's like, whoa, hold on, not too fast, not too hard, slow down. I'm not a journalist. All these excuses.
Unfrickin' believable.
And what's sad is that a lot of celebrities have come to social media and become content creators. They've made a lot of money. They don't have to grind or really work that hard. They have connections that us regular people don't have. So when a celebrity such as Willie D comes on to social media to do content, whether it's cooking, interviews, reactions, whatever that he's going to do or whatever she or whoever's going to do, they automatically get a boost because they're already in the business, in the industry. And a lot of content creators have voiced their displeasure in celebrities kind of taking over the content creator game. But other people have said, well, you got to step your game up. And it's a struggle to grow. Whereas someone who's a celebrity, they have connections, they have resources, they even have management teams that will start to market them, edit their videos, edit their streams, will put them on game. Even the celebrities even have access to larger content creators to get advice, free advice that a regular content creator, no matter what your size is, either will not get or has to pay. So coming on to social media and becoming a content creator, reaping the benefits of that, including getting traffic, instant push as far as your content, because people are going to be like, oh, I loved you in this other thing and I see you here. They should be grateful and they should be understanding that it's implied that they are taking over something that was originally created for the common man, common woman. But I say the more the merrier, because while the celebrities are doing the content creator thing and they're on social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, it gives we, the content creators who know what we're looking at, more cannon fodder.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we welcome it. Those of us who are like, you know what? I like having more things to choose from when reacting, I'm all for it. So without further ado, Willie D addresses We the People, the Uncivilized Mutts.
All right, family. First and foremost, I got to clear up some things.
Clear it up.
I want to, first of all, speak on this Cat Williams interview,
Speak on it.
specifically on Willie D Live.
Okay.
Now, most of you have expressed gratitude for the interview. Some of you
Okay.
expressed disappointment. I conducted the interview in a way that some of you just did not agree with.
Okay.
You did disagree with my line of questioning. Let me break it down to you, fam.
Okay, break
First
it
of all,
down.
salute to Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp
Salute.
for being Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp. Without both of them being exactly who they are, that could not have happened. That viral moment where they broke the internet could not have happened.
Right.
And my video that followed up to their interview would not have performed as well as it's performing.
Yeah, you said that you're going to wait to drop the video, the interview, after Shannon Sharp because you were trying to get more views on your interview. But you said that you did it months prior. So you doing the video months prior, and I'm going to show you something. Cat Williams, this is his website for catwilliamslive.com, and he already displayed his interview dates. So Cat Williams basically came on your channel to do the interview prior to advertise the 23andMe tour dates. You holding the interview had to be because you knew something that the average person didn't. Because look, all these dates, this is going all the way to August, 8/26. After August, he had other dates going into September. This is all last year, 2023. Dude was basically touring the entire 2023. So he did the interview because he wanted to promote him being on tour, and he expected you to drop the interview while he was on tour 2023. But you waited. He had tour dates 2024, tour dates all 2023. Cat Williams was putting that work in, but you more than likely knew that he did an interview with the Shay Shay Room. That's the reason why you sandbagged the interview. Because if you sandbagging the interview just to be doing it, it hurt Cat Williams. But you would have sandbagged it if you would have known, okay, Cat Williams is doing an interview, not just 2023, but also 2024. And he's going to have interviews with other content creators who are larger and more popular than you. So I'm going to sandbag my interview so that it trends better on the internet. That could be the only reason. You had to have known the information that Cat Williams was going to be doing interviews with other content creators. And that's the reason why you sandbagged the interview. Because it couldn't have been because of editing. If you said that I did the interview months prior and I held it because of editing, it don't take 2 months to edit something. Now, if you said, well, because of legal reasons, okay, you would have said that. And we could have respected that. But you sandbagged the interview that you claim took place before the Shay Shay Room interview, more than likely because you knew Cat Williams did the Shay Shay Room and you wanted the trend with Shannon Sharp. See, when you play in our face like this, those of us who remember you from being with the Ghetto Boys, we remember you from your rap days, PWA, it makes us kind of lose a little bit of respect. On one breath, you're saying to not hold you to the standards of being a journalist. Okay, you're not a journalist. You keep saying, I'm not a journalist, I'm not a journalist. So an actual journalist would be a news analyst. This is all from BLS.gov, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So they're saying that a journalist is a news analyst, reporter, typically with a bachelor's degree to enter the occupation. Internship or work experience on a college newspaper, radio station, or television station also may be helpful. Willie D, you've been in the music and entertainment industry for decades. You have the experience of a journalist. You just don't have the degree. But you don't need the degree if you have the work experience. You have been interviewed by journalists. You've talked to journalists. You got friends who are journalists. You know what they do. You know what right looks like, or at least you should. Now, what if you're saying, well, no, I don't have a degree. I don't really want to do all that. Okay, you don't have a degree. You don't have all that stuff. What if you want to be independent? Well, an independent journalist is just somebody who has the experience but doesn't have the degree. It's very simple. You saying, well, I'm not a journalist, so you all should give me grace. Understand that when you get into the world of being a content creator and a content producer, it's a contact sport.
Pays to win, still loses.
And so with it being a contact sport, you on your platform criticizing other celebrities, criticizing other people, giving your critique, you can't get sensitive once people start coming for you. Willie D just needs to hold this L and stop copping pleas. He also stole Shannon's excuse for not asking good interview questions. He came up with excuses with the nah, I'm not a journalist. Nah, I'm new to this. Nah, don't hold me to a higher standard. Nah. Don't judge me for the fact that I'm a celebrity and I got my notoriety and my traction without having to put forth the effort because I was already in the industry. Nah. You all need to stay in your place. Nah. Y'all always hating on your own. Black people always hating on black people. Nah. Batman. Yeah, so Willie D has joined the sensitive crew. He gets a little bit of criticism, the same criticism he dishes out day in and day out. Now he's like, not too fast, not too hard, slow down on the scene. You're hurting me. And we're looking at him like, well, wait a minute. We thought you were this tough rapper. You've been in the industry for a long time. No more talk. You got the advertisement before you do your broadcast about being the wise guy, helping people get their stuff. So you mean to tell me that now that the tables have turned on you and now you are in the hot seat, now all of a sudden you want us to grade you on a curve? No, sir. You got in bed as a content creator. A lot of celebrities have. I say more the merrier. We should all step our game up, maybe even work together and collaborate. But you got in bed as a content creator, content producer, because you saw the dollar signs. You saw that you could connect with the fans directly and use that to promote your other ventures and projects. You and other celebrities have joined the social media landscape, I'm going to say over a decade ago, and you all have rose to higher status and even rejuvenated and recycled your careers to a younger audience using social media. Now all of a sudden you're getting the same medicine that you've been giving out, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I don't want it. Busted. Too late. You've already gotten bed.
What I mean by that is, besides Shannon and I having completely different interview styles,
right?
All the comedians that previously made comments on Shannon's show that Cat took offense to were part of a bigger theme. Cat went to that show with a chip on his shoulder. I did not have that dynamic. I've interviewed many comedians.
But think about it like this, okay? So you did your interview months prior. I'm willing to bet that you knew that he was going to go on the Shay Shay Room and do what he did. Why are you upset at us for saying that your interview that you purposely put out right after the Shay Shay Room, if we're telling you is lackluster and you basically just did it for the views, you can't be mad at us? Because you sandbagged it because you wanted to trend with the Shay Shay Room. But the problem is your interview that you said was going to be better than the Shay Shay Room turned out to be worse. Yeah, it turned out to be worse. And you can't be mad at us that you basically was like, hey, this is going to be part 2 of the movie trilogy, and it turned out to suck. No, you can't do that. Yeah.
No.
Most of the comedians, most of the people that Cat spoke on,
okay,
well, at least several people that he had spoke on had been on Club Shay Shay already. And Cat took offense to some of the things that they said. And so he went there with a chip on his shoulder.
But see, okay, if you would have done your research and watched the Shay Shay Room before Cat Williams got on there, back when you did your interview, allegedly, you would have asked those questions of stuff that was said about him. That's the point. The point is that Shannon Sharpe heard what the other comedians were saying about Cat Williams because they came on his platform and said it. You had access to the same content that everyone else, including Shannon Sharpe, had access to. You could have asked that stuff, but you chose not to. See, by you saying that you did the interview before Shannon Sharpe did the interview with Cat Williams, it makes you look soft, because that stuff has been out there for at least a year. You chose to not address that stuff. And now that we're saying that you didn't address it because you're soft, because you're weak, you're saying, well, y'all are uncivilized mutts. Wow. Just because you did not want to be a content creator today, when you decided to interview Cat Williams and ask him about what people have been asking him about, now all of a sudden you're blaming it on us for wasting time seeing an interview that you sandbagged, that you said was going to be better than Club Shay Shay, and it turned out it was horribly not.
Emotional damage.
Even Cat Williams himself said his interview questions have sucked. Because when it comes to an interview, if you're like, well, I'm not a journalist, journalists tend to be professional. They tend to have considerations, but they are trying to get to the truth. So the person is coming on, let's just say 2020, 60 Minutes. They're coming on there to address a situation. And the investigative journalist, the broadcaster, whoever, is trying to ask questions about the situation. Cat Williams came on to your platform just to be coming on. He had a tour going on. He came on to promote his tour, not to necessarily address something, but you could have brought it up and you chose not to. So because you did not bring it up, now you mad at us.
What? What the fuck?
Now, I could not have planned something like that.
Yes, you could have.
If Cat had came on my show and started going off like that, I probably would have dialed it back, because invariably people are going to have differences.
Right.
They're going to come on the show, they're going to have differences with people, and they're going to speak on it from time.
But why would you dial it back when every time you do your own content and you're talking about celebrities, trending topics, you don't hold any punches. So if you're not holding any punches, talking about no more talk, talking about the wise guys, if you're yourself are not holding any punches, why would you have someone else hold punches? What you're saying doesn't make sense. It's almost like you're trying to give excuses as to why we're critiquing you, saying that your interview was lackluster and your numbers are not doing as good. It's no different than when a music artist puts out an album, and when they're doing interviews, they start off with the excuses as to why it wasn't better. They hit you with, well, you know, this and that. And then by them giving out the excuses, it's almost like softening the blow. If you were going to give the excuses, you should have gave the excuses before you dropped it, not afterwards, and you're starting to get the feedback.
Time to time. But I have a slightly different style when it comes to things like that. I try to get an understanding when there's beef between people that I know, or even when there's a situation where I'm unfamiliar with. And that.
So in other words, you're all about critiquing people in the industry unless it's people you like. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. So we know now that whenever you go in on someone or you're giving a particular angle, you definitely are picking sides when you talk about stories. And if you're against the person you're talking about, it's clear you go in on them. And this is the problem that we content creators have with you celebrities coming on masquerading as content creators, because you all are wishy-washy. You're 1 foot in, you're 1 foot out. You're given the opportunity to talk to people and talk about stuff, and you're kind of tiptoeing with it. You're also even running interference. That's the problem we have, that these celebrities, they're putting on the emperor's new clothes, masquerading like they're content creators, and all they are people who are sucking up the traffic that could go to people who have something to say that's worth listening to versus people seeing a celebrity talk about a subject and now you're taking all the traffic. So you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out if you're going to be a content creator, content producer. That's why I say you're saying not too fast, not too harsh, slow down. All of a sudden, when instead of you masquerading as a content creator, you're treated like a content creator.
There's drama and I know about it. If I speak on it, I try to quell the noise. I try to dial it back and try to get an understanding. Understanding that you're not always going to get an.
Well, you get an understanding by asking questions. Whether the interview was done before the Shay Shay Room or afterwards, you had access to the videos on the Shay Shay Room where Cat Williams was talking about the stuff with the Kings of Comedy and other people. So if you wanted to quell the situation, you could have asked the questions and you could have provided defense or ran interference like you wanted to, instead of just kind of like leaving stuff out.
That was sus.
An understanding. Sometimes people just don't like people, and that's the way it's going to be. Now, like I said, most of the time, if something like that happens, I'm going to try to dial it back. Unless it's somebody I just don't like Steve Harvey. We got that in common, me and Cat.
So if you don't like Steve Harvey, why not just let him go in on Steve Harvey and ask the questions? See, what you're saying doesn't make sense. You're basically trying to protect people. And if you were trying to protect people, then just say that. But don't protect people, run interference, suck up all of the traffic as far as social media. We're talking about a story, the same story that smaller content creators are talking about. And then when you get criticized for running interference, for playing softball, for being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, when it comes to people you like, don't address us as uncivilized mutts. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the part that's weird about this, is that we're calling you out for what you're doing. You know what you're doing, but all of a sudden we weak.
You starting off the stream nice and calm and mellow, like a weak ass nigga, trying to get some feet, trying to keep a bitch.
And Mark Curry got that in common. We don't rock with that dude. And so if Cat would have started speaking on him on my show, get him. Unwind, let loose, let it go.
Wow.
But it would not still have been the same style interview, because if you pay attention to both interviews, my interview was more about Cat Williams, the man, the person.
Right.
His upbringing, his triumphs, his setbacks, than other comedians. Shannon interview that he did was...
But see, the thing is there's no reason for you to have sandbagged it. You're going to say that you did the interview months prior. Cat Williams was on tour. Why wouldn't you drop it while he's on tour if it's about Cat Williams the person and not about dropping it when you know it's going to trend? Sir, we know you're lying. You know you're lying. I don't know why you're making this video to protect or whatever as far as how your video did, unless you're just being sensitive.
Your team sucks.
Explosive. I don't think I could have captured that if he had came on my show and I had put that, if I had had that same type of energy from him.
Well, you wouldn't have captured it because you would have dialed it back, like you just said. So if you know you would have dialed it back if he would have started to amp up like that, don't get on here calling us uncivilized mutts by critiquing and dragging your lackluster interview, sir.
I don't think y'all would have gotten 40, 50 million views from that, because that's just simply not my style. When I do interviews, I try to get to know the guests. I try to get you guys to know it, because my goal is to bring information and instructions to help y'all navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. That's what I do. Try to give you a more insightful look of the guest, give you more information, ask some questions that you probably never even heard. Now, but bigger than all of this, some of the biggest complaints that some of y'all are having is, well, you had the same questions that Shannon asked and da-da-da. What most of y'all don't have any idea of is my interview was done prior to Shannon releasing his interview. I did the interview first. In fact, I spoke with Cat a couple of days ago, and he revealed to me that he did the Shannon Sharp interview after. Now, I had the interview in the can for a couple of months. The reason why I was holding it because I have a new venture that is launching this month. And my plan was to put out the Cat Williams interview at the top of the year
Okay.
and use it to launch my new venture. To go with that interview first. I got a lot of other explosive interviews. You've seen the Mark Curry interview is out right now. Dope, super dope interview. But I was going to launch with the Cat Williams interview. When I looked up and saw Shannon had already put out his interview, which I had no idea that he had an interview on Cat. Cat told me about it.
So what's the new venture? Because when watching your content, all you've talked about is the interview you did with Cat Williams, that's done the advertisement for the Wise Guys. Is the Wise Guys thing the new venture? The new venture would have nothing to do with the content on your channel because you've been doing content on your channel for over a year. Doing content on your channel wouldn't be the new venture and it wouldn't be a reason to sandbag the interview. And then if you were going to put out something new, we would know about it before this thing you're doing about uncivilized mutts. When is this new venture going to come out? It should have came out the same time you released the interview, same time you did Mark Curry. It's just excuses, basically.
Cat said that he should have gave me a heads up that he had did that the Shannon interview was coming, but I guess he didn't really think to give me a heads up because he was thinking to himself, well, he's been sitting on the interview a couple of months, I don't know what he's gonna do, whatever, but I'm going to do this interview with Shannon. So when I saw the Shannon interview, my first reaction is, whoa, like everybody else. But from a business standpoint, I'm going, whoa, because now this throws a monkey wrench into my business plans.
Okay.
So my first instinct is to hold the interview for 2 or 3 months. That's what I was going to do. I was going to hold.
Okay, think about what you just said. You're catching yourself up. You should have wrote a script. You just said that from a business standpoint, you held the interview as a business decision. How could you hold it if you didn't know about the Shay Shay room? Because let's look at the timeline. Your Cat Williams interview came out 3 days ago, January 9th. Club Shay Shay's interview came out that has 45 million views. It came out 9 days ago. That's January 3rd. So how could you have seen Club Shay Shay's interview and said you're going to hold it for a few months and you just dropped the interview you did with Cat Williams? It's mathematically impossible for you to see the interview in January and say you're going to hold the interview that you did with Cat Williams for a few months and you just dropped it. It's mathematically impossible. This is what happens when celebrities who become content creators don't have managers that are used to managing content creators. Because you let them talk long enough, they're going to put their foot in their mouth. They're going to talk themselves into exposing their lie.
The interview for 2 or 3 months and wait till all of this stuff cooled down.
You were planning on holding the interview for 2 or 3 months, but you didn't because you wanted to trend. So whether we believe that you did the interview a few months ago, which is possible, and you were waiting for this venture, if we believe that, you put your interview out with Club Shay Shay's interview because you wanted to get some of those millions of views. And you've done that. But understand, you're going to open yourself up for criticism and you can't be sensitive. You can't be sensitive.
Bruh.
I was going to hold it and wait till all this stuff cooled down.
Okay. But
then I said, well, what if I hold it?
What if you hold it?
And somebody else beat me to the punch again. So at that point, I made an executive decision to drop my interview. Now, as I said, you could take that exact same interview and put it out, and it still wouldn't have done the type of numbers that Shannon did because that was a different dynamic at play.
Okay.
Different things are going on within the context of the interview in that Shannon interview that was not going on in mine.
Right.
The stars aligned. That was a juggernaut interview. That's something that don't happen. 40, 50 million views for one video, an interview, that don't happen for podcasts, in the podcast world. That was a juggernaut. So when I decided to put my interview out, here y'all come. Well, why you wait till Shannon put his interview out before you put yours out? You cloud chasing.
You are cloud chasing. You just explained a cloud chase. What you did, sir, as a content creator is you clout chase. There's nothing wrong with clout chasing. We're all out here trying to grow and this and that. You basically did that to chase the clout that Shannon Sharpe and Cat Williams created from their interview. Sir, you just explained it, and now you're surprised that people are calling it out.
Let me ask your silly ass something. What would you have done? Let's say you got a Cat Williams interview in the can.
You're sitting here arguing with trolls and people who are not content creators, and you're exposing yourself. That's why you don't chase down a lie. That's why you don't go back and forth with people, because just like Steve Harvey said about Cat Williams in the beginning when they had their initial beef. And it makes sense. Dogs don't bark at parked vehicles. They bark at vehicles that are moving. Dogs will bark at something that's stationary, like the moon. If the moon barks or howls back, the dog is famous. So all these people, Willie D, that are in your comment section, they're trolling you, talking crap, they're hoping you address them so they become famous.
And somebody drop a video and the video go haywire.
Okay.
Millions and millions of damn views.
Millions and millions.
What would you do with your interview? Would you sit there and wait like I had planned to do, initially? Or would you go, you know what? Shit, man, the wave is already in the water. Let me ride this damn thing.
Let me cloud chase.
The wave is already in the water. Let me get on it.
Let me cloud chase, exactly.
I have no shame for doing that. You do.
Well, if you have no shame, then why are you calling us uncivilized mutts? You the one that's addressing we the people, we that are regular and not famous on here as content creators trying to make a living, trying to grow. You're addressing us.
You have done as a businessman. That's what I want to know. Because if you say that you would have done anything different, I would believe that you a lying ass.
We think you lying.
And if you would have done anything different, it would explain why you probably are not good at business, why you are probably struggling financially.
Ooh.
Cloud chasing.
Cloud chasing.
I already got clout, sucker.
You do.
I don't chase nothing.
We know.
On me. I gotta get knee surgery. So I ain't chasing nothing. The same people talking down on me about my interview are many of the same people who's talking down on Shannon. Y'all remember when Shannon's video first, before I dropped my video, how so much energy was focused on how bad Shannon's interview was? His interview skills, and he ain't talking enough. He asking the wrong questions. Y'all remember that? Now all of a sudden, they on my page saying how Shannon should have gotten that interview. He should have went to Shannon and did Shannon Club Shake Shake. How Shannon did the interview was so much better. It's the same people who's talking shit about Shannon is over here talking shit about me. Let me tell y'all something.
Okay.
I ain't no damn journalist. Never claimed to be. Never ever once said that I was a journalist. I cover news, but to me, a journalist is somebody who went to school and got a degree to do it. You know.
Well, independent journalist or freelance journalist did not go to school. Anybody could be an independent journalist or a freelance journalist. I'm pretty sure that you do research and consult with people to prevent from being sued when you give your commentary. And I'm pretty sure you're going to say, because I've already watched this, that you reached out to larger content creators to figure out what to do. You more than likely have talked with journalists in your career. So you know what right looks like. That's how you were saying previously that if there's a beef with someone and you like them, you're not going to ask questions or you're going to try to diffuse the situation or steer the thing away because you have a professional understanding at the level of a journalist, the do's and don'ts of the industry that you've been in for decades. See, right now you're playing in our face.
Perhaps I'm wrong in my definition, but that's, you know, like a person that's learned, that went to school and to do all of that stuff. That ain't my style. I ain't no damn Ed Bradley. Don't bring your asses over to my channel looking for some Ed Bradley shit, because you ain't gonna get it. I don't care. Don't come over here. Don't bring your ragged ass over here looking for no Shannon Sharpe shit. You ain't gonna get it. You gonna get some Willie D. Love it or hate it. I got my own lane. I do me.
Oh, he big mad. Right. Shannon Sharpe did say the exact same thing while he was being criticized. And the thing about it is that they're using that as like an excuse to not be better. They're using it as an excuse not to improve their skills. Because the thing about it is, Willie D being a rapper, when he was a rapper and he was, you know, producer and helping people with their music, he was able to be himself, but he had to improve and grow to reach notoriety. Same thing with Shannon Sharp. For him to be a Hall of Fame tight end, win Super Bowls, he had to improve his craft. So now they're both in the realm of being a content creator. And all of a sudden they want to say, well, yeah, we did improve in the music game. We did improve on the football field, but we're not trying to improve being a content creator. And this is where the insult is because if you're going to be a content creator, if you're going to get in bed and be a content creator, then have the same work ethic you gave to the music industry and to the football field, to this craft. Because you being celebrities coming on here, masquerading as content creators, you understand that you're basically taking food out of people's mouths. I'm going to say it.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You make it harder for the average person to grow and take it from a hobby to a business, or if they have a business, to stay in business or grow themselves, because you're on here and you're providing competition. Nothing wrong with that. But the critique that we have is if you're going to be competition, at least be someone worth competing with. Like Cat Williams says, you're going to get the numbers, you're going to get the notoriety, you already have the fame, but there's areas where you suck. Yeah, we're providing feedback so you can improve and we can have something worth reacting to versus you going and having a meltdown.
I would advise you to do
Okay. Right.
Some of y'all asses are just messy.
Woo.
That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just messy. Y'all want the drama.
So let me get this straight. When you critique people and critique trending topics, it's okay for you to do it. But when you become a trending topic and people critique you, now they're being messy. Okay.
But I don't do drama.
Okay.
I do information and instructions to help my people navigate through this wild, crazy.
You doing drama right now.
Beautiful world.
Okay.
I don't even necessarily do interviews. I have conversations.
You
and
do.
when you have conversations, sometimes you're going to mispronounce a word.
Right.
Unfortunately, I mispronounced a word and we looked it in the editing. And the word was prosperity. And I think I said prosperity. Now, obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity, but they all in the comments. Look, he don't even know how to talk. Say it with me, Willie D. 1, 2, 3. Prosperity.
It's called the block button. If you are that butthurt by the peanut gallery, then just block them.
Just leave it!
Right. Just leave it or block or just delete the comment. You don't have to be all sensitive. Right. So at least Shannon can say he got 50 million views. Exactly. So, yeah, if you're going to be sensitive, then just block them. Your problem is you don't want to block people. You want to read every comment, get in your feelings, be sensitive, and it's coming across as being, nah, this is not me talking, this is other people talking, but it's people are going to say that this is feminine behavior.
These nuts.
I'm just saying they're going to say that. I'm not saying it. They're going to say it. I'm just telling you that they going to say it. They're going to say that you are in your feelings, you being sensitive, this is weak, and they're going to say this is feminine behavior. I'm just saying brace for impact. I know you're going to do a Uncivilized Mutts Part 2. And if you do that, that's one thing you can address is, why you're getting all emotional.
Finish him.
Like y'all dumbasses ain't never made a mistake pronouncing a word. Obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity. I wrote a political satire column for Vice.com.
He wrote a column? Sir, you are a journalist. Do you understand that based off what we know and based off what you're saying, you are a journalist, sir? Congratulations.
I wrote for 4.5 years an advice column for the Houston.
4.5 years. Sound like a
Complex
journalist to me.
Magazine have come to me for articles that I have published. My editor told me many times that I was the best writer he's ever had. And I'm not even.
Dude, you are a journalist. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Uh-oh, stinky.
Dude, the more you talk, the more you sound like you are a journalist. And what it was you just saw people criticizing you. Usually you're in your bubble. Today you got out your bubble. Okay, you stopped being bubble boy for a second. You saw the comments, and instead of you improving your craft, stepping your game up, you're making excuses. Uh-oh. Yeah, just making excuses. This is unbecoming of you. Unbecoming.
Emotional damage.
Educated in writing like that. I'm self-taught. I didn't go to college for all of that. I learned by listening, watching, and doing. My editor told me I was the best writer he had ever had. I think the Houston Press at that time had been around about 40 years, because when I would deliver my articles, there was very little editing that needed to be done. I delivered 4 responses every single week for 4.5 years. Never missed a week. Discipline. 4.5 years. I delivered that column.
Okay.
Those articles for that column for 4.5 years, every single week. Didn't skip 1 week.
Journalist.
And at the most, he's probably had to edit anything that I've done 2 or 3 times a month.
Journalist.
Now, any of you scholars out there know that's damn good work. That's damn good.
Yes, it is. Journalist.
My interview style is having conversations with interesting people. I like to sit down and have conversations with interesting people.
Then
That's
do
right.
you.
Conversations.
Then just
No,
do
I don't
you.
have no cue cards. Ain't nothing wrong with cue cards. But I'm not even good with cue cards. I
Then
like
just
to have
do
a
you.
conversation just go off the top of the head. I don't want
Right.
to ask something structured, because sometimes you can have questions, that gets answered, as you go along, or that you might have a question on your cue card that as you have the conversation, you realize that question ain't even necessary. So now you might stumble over some, or it takes you longer to ask the next question than you need to take. It takes longer than it needs to take.
Sounds like journalistic skills to me. Wow.
So I don't do cue cards. I'm better just coming off the top of the dome, having a conversation with someone,
Okay.
just like if I was to call a friend and talk on the phone about various
Right.
issues, problems, or subject matters.
Okay.
So when I asked Cat Williams about Ali Sadiq, let's get to that. Some of y'all was like, well, who is Ali Sadiq? He ain't nobody. Never heard of him. I ain't never heard of Ali Sadiq. Who is that? That ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. He ain't nobody to you.
Woo.
He mean the world to a lot of people. I know people, I learn of new people every day on the internet that I've never heard of. And I look up, and this person got 5 million followers, 10
Right.
million subscribers. I ain't never heard of him,
Ain't never heard of it.
because that's how big the World Wide Web is.
It's big.
Just because you ain't heard of somebody don't mean that they're not somebody.
Right.
Some of y'all be talking like y'all just the shit, like y'all some type of major authority on interviewing skills, like y'all
Right.
just interview police. Like,
Get 'em.
how
What
dare
the
you
hell?
stumble on that word? How dare you not look at what's going on with your lighting? Y'all ass be looking at all kinds of shit, commenting and laughing and giggling and stuff. But now you get on with
Well, yeah, when you're a content creator, you got to worry about lighting, microphone, sound. See, the problem is that you're just jumped out there as a content creator or a content producer, masquerading as one, whether you realize it or not. Sound like a journalist to me. And people are pointing out stuff that should be basic. But the thing is, you don't really want to improve on the craft. You're almost like a culture vulture. You want to wear the cornrows, but don't want to know the significance of them or the history. You want to wear braids. You want to talk like a black girl. You want to, do all the culture vulture stuff that culture vultures do without giving respect to those that created it. To you, you think that giving respect to people in the game would be like people who are famous, people who are comedians, rich and famous, other rappers, celebrities. You also have to pay homage to content creators who are smaller than you, who have been doing it longer, who haven't received the notoriety and traction you have because you came in as a celebrity. You want to pay those people their respect. So if they're coming and they're saying, hey, your lighting sucks, work on your lighting. Microphone sucks. Work on your microphone. Editing at this part was not so good. You should accept that constructive feedback, not necessarily to improve, but also to pay homage to those who created the lane that you're in. The main reason that you've come on the social media and are making money and you're able to rejuvenate your career and have multiple streams of income is because of regular smegular people who came before you. So it's an insult that while people are giving you constructive criticism to improve your game and help you along, that you're looking back and saying, you know what, you uncivilized mutts. Yeah, just disrespectful.
Willie D platform, you watch a Willie D interview, and now everything just wrong. Y'all don't like my clothes. Y'all don't like my nose. You don't like my head. You don't like my bald head. You don't like the lighting. You don't like the sound. You don't like nothing.
Just block them or delete the comment. See what it is? I think you have these insecurities. You been had the insecurities. It's just that they're just been boiling up inside of you, and now it's exploding. Because all this screams insecure. It screams sensitive. It screams you had a chip on your shoulder. Maybe you didn't have the career that you wanted to have. Maybe you'd rather be doing something else, but you have to do this. Who knows? But the fact that you're not blocking people, you're not deleting comments, and you're letting it get to you is more than likely that this is stuff that's been bothering you for a while, and this is just the time for you to finally address it. It looks sad. It looks very, very sad.
You suck.
So I get it. Everything ain't everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
You wouldn't go to Burger King and look up at a menu and say, man, this is a trash ass place. Look at all these burgers. I ain't got no burgers up on the damn menu. That's all.
People do that all the time. It's called reviews. People do reviews all the time and say this place is trash. It sucks. Yeah, they do it all the time. What are you talking about? The problem is you probably have never gotten criticism, and this is new to you. Well, welcome to the world of being a content creator. We'll see how long you last.
They got his burgers on the menu. This is a trash ass place. I don't know. Some of y'all might do that. Some of y'all so slow, you might do it. Many people find the stock market news to be boring.
Okay.
It's slow. It's pregnant pauses.
What does the stock market got to do with people critiquing your interview? Okay, let's just go down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
In a lot of the conversations. Many people find it boring to read the stock market.
Okay.
Many people find it boring to watch it. But guess what? Most of the people who follow the stock market do pretty good financially. Most of the people who can...
Wait a minute now. There was this whole 2008 where Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac had to bail people out because the government and the financial institutions were scamming people. That was all on the news. And then before that, you had the stock market crash. There's a recession almost all the time. People lose their 401ks and IRAs in the stock market. Willie D, you need to cut it. This rabbit hole you're going down, I understand what you're trying to do, but you're not doing it.
Sit down and listen to a Willie D interview.
Okay.
Do pretty well socially. That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just uncivilized mutts who are too hot in the head, too hot in the ass to slow down and listen to a relaxed conversation between people.
Wow.
You want to hear the mess. You want to hear the drama. Ask him about in, ask him about in. You don't care nothing about the guests. You don't care nothing about how Cat, y'all faking. Some of y'all straight up faking. Y'all don't care nothing about Cat Williams. Y'all don't care how Cat Williams grew up. You don't care nothing about the struggles that Cat Williams had. All you care about is Cat Williams airing people out. You don't care nothing about that man's health. You don't care nothing about his safety. You don't care nothing about his kids. You're faking. Y'all like drama. That's what it is. You like drama. You want drama. When Cat said that I was the worst, that I had the worst questions ever, some of you uncivilized mutts couldn't wait to run into the comments. Yeah, Cat even said he had the worst questions answered. Worst questions answered ever. Some of y'all made videos. Cat checks Willie D. Who the hell gonna come on my show and check me? Where they do that at? I got the editing. At the end of the day, I control the editing. You think I'm gonna let somebody make me look bad? And on top of that, think. Cat is a thinker. Cat does his research. Cat ain't like a lot of you regular ass slowpokes.
Kill-tacular. Kilimanjaro. Kill-pocalypse.
Man is a walking encyclopedia. Cat don't sit down with anybody. He don't sit down with just anybody. And he's not going to sit down with you unless he do his homework on you. Cat told me that he had watched other videos of mine already. But before that, Cat already was familiar with me as an artist, as a person. He was already familiar with me. So he wasn't going to just sit down with anybody. So why would he sit down? If he's seen my interviews already, if he already seen my interviews, if he already know how I rock, he already know what kind of person I am. He know my reputation. Why would he sit down with me and say, you asked the worst question? Why would he sit down with a person who asks the worst questions ever? Why would he purposely do that? See, some of y'all asses, that was a tongue in cheek.
It's called being condescending. It's called insulting someone without insulting someone, playing in their face. Sarcasm, if you will. Because you all were not going back and forth like he's done when he's roasted people in the past. That's the reason why he wasn't going in on you. But yeah, it's called sarcasm. People were pointing out the sarcasm. Now, you may have overlooked it, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what he was doing. He was pointing out sarcasm. But what you want us to do is to ignore the sarcasm, not say nothing to see here.
When he said you asked the worst questions ever, I did what most rational people do when he said that. I gave him the benefit of doubt without even thinking about giving him the benefit of doubt that was a tongue-in-cheek response. Because I was asking him some personal questions and some tough questions that he normally don't get asked. And that's why he made the comment when he said Vlad. He called me Vlad, And I ain't had no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem with that because from time to time, you're going to ask questions that people want to know the answers to. And sometimes you're going to be curious. You want to know the answers to. I wanted to know what happened with the Suge Knight and the Cat Williams story where they was arrested and they had to go to court. And I wanted to know what that was about. So I asked him about it. Y'all, Cat called him bad. Man. I took it as a tongue-in-cheek response because I asked Cat about some things that he wasn't prepared to talk about. And to his credit, he talked about it anyway. Any of you that had a problem with my line of questioning, all you have to do is ask Cat the questions you want answers to. When you do your interview with Cat Williams. But guess what? You ain't gonna get no interview with Cat Williams because your ass ain't qualified. Woo, that's right, I said it.
There it is.
See, some of y'all would actually have
big me, little you. But see, Willie D, okay. Understand if you're gonna do the big me, little you, that's your choice. But you're addressing the little U's. So now you either bring the little U's up to your level or you have stooped down to their level. And that's why right now you're looking small.
Game over.
More in life if you wasn't such a damn hater. Some of y'all would have more subscribers on YouTube if you wasn't such a damn hater. You get more bees than you do vinegar.
So the reason why you don't have views, not because of the algorithm, not because of the system being unfair, but it's because you're a hater. It's because you're a hater. Wow.
Unfrickin' believable.
So if you all want to grow, stop being a hater. Okay.
When I was in the YouTube, trying to come up in YouTube, I reached out to the guys that was doing better than me, and I asked them what to do. I asked for guidance. I reached out to Jake. I reached out.
But see, you understand that reaching out to a larger content creator for advice, they're not going to give it unless they like you because you're competition. But they allowed you to go through the gate and ask those questions because you're already a celebrity. They want to be able to tell their followers and their people, Willie D came to me for advice. See, what you're doing, Willie D, is you're doing the same thing that people who come from families that have been rich for over 100 years, and they tell people, well, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. And when you point out things like systemic oppression, Jim Crow, that has stifled a lot of families from being able to not just build but keep stuff, because you're burning stuff down, and Rosewood, burning stuff down when it comes to Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When you're doing stuff like that, it keeps us from being able to not just grow, but to keep stuff. And when they're like, well, if you weren't such a hater and you would work hard and wouldn't be lazy, you too would be rich. And ignoring all of the systems that are in place to keep people from growing. And that's what Willie D is doing right now. He is a part of the problem when it comes to your average person who's a content creator being able to grow. Because Willie D is doing a big me, little you. And I'm willing to bet that if you've done a video about Willie D, he has talked to someone about you, and you probably are blacklisted, whether you know it or not.
Slayer.
That's because he's gotten in his feelings. Because he seems like the type to do something like that, where he will blacklist you, keep you from growing, to quote unquote teach you a lesson, in addition to calling you an uncivilized mutt.
To feel. And I asked them, hey man, how you do this? Talking about Phil Scott. How do you do this? How do you do that? What do you do with this? What do you do with that? And they gave me guidance until I figured it out. And then sometimes now I have people who come to me for guidance.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you have to pay for that advice? Because normally they will charge you thousands of dollars for advice that you can basically get on YouTube for free. But the problem is not really the advice and implementing it. It's the fact that there are human moderators on YouTube that pick winners and losers. If you want to know who they're picking to win, go to YouTube's Instagram page. That's who they're picking to win. They handpick people to grow, and they handpick people to slow, and they handpick people and say no. They pick winners and losers. So you are able to get around those gatekeepers because you're already famous. And I'm not knocking your celebrity or your success. It's just that the way you're talking to the uncivilized mutts, you're no better than the rich people who are part of the dominant society, thumbing their finger down on Black and brown people, saying you should be pulling yourself up from your bootstrap. If you weren't lazy and you weren't criminals, you'd be able to have something. And when you say, well, I would have something if my dad was around. Well, your dad is sorry. He should have stayed there. Well, but my dad became strange fruit because of people like you. And you never made our family whole. You burnt down Black Wall Street. You never made us whole. We were enslaved as a people, and systems were put in place to keep us from growing and from being able to prosper, and you never made us whole. How about you give us reparations, and then we could create our own YouTube, and we could do things our way and not have to worry about the barriers that are in place. Well, who's going to pay for it? I'm not paying for it. And that's the point. What Willie D is doing is the Black version of what he preaches against that people from the dominant society do. That's why it's, when it comes to white supremacy, it's also Black inferiority. Because someone like Willie D, who's thumbing his finger down at people for criticizing him, the big me, little you, is no different than what Jonathan Majors did with Grace Jabari. It's just no different. And then they'll come up and say, well, we all got to come together, all got to stick together. And he's referring to uncivilized mutts. The Friday before Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, it's a big mess. And the problem is that people get egos, they get in their feelings, and they want to start talking down, as opposed to looking down on someone only when picking them up.
Now, they could take that low road like some of y'all do and go make your little shitty videos, talking shit, trying to talk down, because you're hating, because don't nobody pay attention to people that's doing worse than them. So you can go do that.
But you're paying attention. So if you're paying attention to the uncivilized mutts, they can't be doing too bad then.
But you come out a whole lot better if you realize that you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Some of y'all, all y'all do every day is wake up and go into attack mode, especially attacking your own people.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Some of y'all wake up every day and y'all just attack, y'all go in on black males. All day, every day. Some
What you do,
women too,
dumbass?
but you dudes got it bad. Y'all got it bad.
Ooh.
Some of y'all got it real bad. That's your whole hustle. Looking at a dude, a black man is doing better than you and trying to drag him down. That's what you do. I see what you're doing, but some of your people that follow you are too slow to see what you're doing.
The black men that are doing that are bad. Their followers are slow.
They be right there with them, and then some of them know what you're doing. They see what you're doing, but they like it because they just like you.
Okay.
I've been interviewing people on YouTube for about 7 years. I've been doing podcasts for I'm talking about audio podcasts with the videos, about 3 years.
Okay.
I had a talk radio show in Houston, on the biggest radio station in Houston.
Okay.
So it's something about me that resonates with audiences.
Yep.
I got one of the biggest channels on YouTube. There's something about the way I communicate that resonates with people. I've interviewed presidents, not presidents, let me back up, a president. I've interviewed FBI agents.
Okay.
Athletes, rappers, singers, people in the healthcare profession.
Sounds like a journalist to me.
Did I mention politicians, lawyers, school teachers,
Okay.
and people that work in the clergy? Pretty much people who represents every single institution in America. I've interviewed those people. I've interviewed scholars.
Okay.
And I'd like to say, I ain't got to like to think because I know. I hold my own pretty damn well.
Okay.
So I ain't never had no issues, no real problems. You know, there's always somebody that's going to not like it or whatever. But ironically, since I went viral, now that I have a viral moment, because that's all it is, it's just a moment. I'm not going to be on top forever. I'm not going to be right at the top forever. I'm not going to be the talk of the town forever. It's just a moment. I get it. I get it. It's just a moment. That's all it is. But some of you riding motherfuckers, y'all trying to pick apart everything that I do all of a sudden. A lot of y'all been knowing I've been making these videos. Y'all been knowing I'm doing interviews. Y'all know. But y'all wait till I get a viral moment. And here y'all come because you want to be seen. You trolls. I do not like trolls. And let's get it straight. Some of you trolls got YouTube channels. I don't like trolls because trolls are hoes. Some of y'all use my video to be disrespectful of me. Some of y'all use my video. Y'all took my video and the video I own. I have sole proprietorship over. Y'all use my video to disrespect me. Now, I'm talking to you YouTubers. I could have stopped you. I could have reached out to YouTube and reported you and gave you a strike, put a strike on your ass. I could have done that if I wanted to. I had the right to. It's my shit. I have a right to decide how it can be used. I did not.
Okay, threatening to abuse the copyright system. You know, Kendra, I think it was Kendra G with the dating show. She threatened to do that at first as well. She didn't like what people were saying about her content when they were giving commentary under the guise of fair use. She too was threatening strikes, threatening this, threatening that. People will abuse the system like that. People will abuse the system, gatekeep, blacklist when they don't like what you're saying because they want you to get down or lay down. They want you to get down or lay down. Wow.
Do that. You know why? Because ultimately, no matter how many subscribers I have or you have, we're in the same boat where we're just trying to express ourselves without being canceled by the powers that be.
Right.
We're in the same boat. So I get it. I took the high road. I could have got right on your heads. I could have got on some of y'all heads. Don't think I don't see it.
Okay.
I see it. I see what you're doing. Some of y'all are very messy. Some of y'all men trying to come off like y'all alpha men, red pill men, but y'all got girl in y'all. Because certain things you just don't do. And because I know. See, I don't do nothing or say nothing to a person or say nothing about a person I wouldn't be willing to say to their face. And I don't care how hard some of y'all try to act like you are. You, me, and the world know. If you saw me face to face, you're going to tuck your tail. We know that. We know that. That's how it go. See, because I don't have those type of problems personally, in person. I don't have them type of problems. Shannon and...
He said, run up in person. If you in person, run up, run up. Wow.
Overkill.
Cat, salute. 100, 1,000, salute. Salute, salute, salute. What they did was big. Yeah, that was some people that, as Shannon said, caught some strays. But guess what, fam? If we didn't like it that much, if the interview was that bad, why so many people watched it? Why did so many people watch it? And why are people still commenting on it? Now, some of y'all are in my chat right now talking down. Some of y'all talking down right now. Some of y'all gonna run your little funky asses to your platform and make a little video to your little weak ass audience, trying to talk down. But guess what? Again, you need to try to thank me, because without that, you ain't getting no views. But guess what? Guess what's bigger than that?
Okay.
I'm still gonna get paid. Because while you're running your mouth and got me all up in your mouth, sucking on it, I'm still getting paid.
You are.
While y'all making your videos, now people saying, damn, the video was that bad, the interview was that bad, well, let me go watch it. Let me see how bad it was. Ching, ching. Some of y'all just hating because you didn't get the interview. Some of y'all just hate us anyway. Some of y'all ain't got no platforms and you just hate us anyway. But some of y'all with the platforms, y'all the worst. Because y'all complain about the very same thing that you're doing right now. You complain about the division. You complain about black people don't stick together. And y'all doing the exact same thing. But your audience is too slow. Slow as molasses. Your audience got a rudimentary style of thinking.
So he's talking to black people at this point. So I guess the black people are the uncivilized mutts. The black elite, they will do that. Time for a little advertisement.
Spade, Parkland.
Use my Cash App card when I cash her out. Shoot her 250 on the Cash App, then I ask her out.
Cash App, what's your Cash App? Cash App, what's your Cash App?
Get on your Cash App, $
Spade, Parkland.
We're going to start getting some work done, family. So please get them donations in. Get them in. $.
Spade, Parkland.
Very incapable of making a clear distinction when it comes to cognitive dissonance.
Okay.
The audience is slow. You slow. The audience is even slower for following you.
Wow. He calls y'all slow.
Excuse my French and pardon my vernacular for what I'm about to say.
Okay.
To all the people that support me, salute. To all the people that's been rocking with me all the way from controversy, with my solo stuff, to the Ghetto Boys stuff,
Right.
to my boxing, to everything that I've ever done. Salute, salute, salute.
Hey, where I'm from, Willie D's a legend. He's a legend. This is crazy. I remember the song he and the Ghetto Boys did, PWA. Like, we used to listen to that religiously. So this stream is not a critique of him or putting him down. It's just to kind of communicate that there's all different types of content creators out there, big and small, new and old. And when you got people who are content creators and trolls or just trolls, putting everybody together as uncivilized mutts, it's a bad look. Now, me, I would have appreciated if he would have put an address on these uncivilized mutts. That's what I would have appreciated. Put an address on it.
I tried to tell these niggas earlier when this dumbass bitch.
Yeah, I would say put an address on it. So that way we know you're not talking about the black community or all content creators. You're just talking about certain people you watched. That's what you should have done. But see, now that you're just addressing everybody, putting everybody in the same pot, it just looks sensitive. Very sensitive.
De-wrenched, blocked, dragged, and shots taken at me.
Right.
But let me tell you how I get down on this platform.
Okay.
I don't profess to know everything. Life would be very boring if I thought I knew everything. That would be very boring to me because I like learning. I like growth.
Okay.
So I really don't mind when people disagree. It's cool when people agree with you, but for me, I just like learning. So if somebody disagree with me, I have no problem with somebody disagreeing with me.
But you're calling the people who disagree with you uncivilized mutts. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we? It's the double talk for me. The double talk.
But disagree with me in a fashion that you would disagree with me if you were in person. Don't say anything that you wouldn't say to my face.
But you don't know that. Because I'm sure you walk around with bodyguards, with homies. If people do come to you about something, you're probably going to, walk away and not even engage them. Because trust me, people, especially YouTubers, would love to get a viral moment addressing you, engaging you, and getting a rise out of you. People would love to get that.
Now, some of y'all gonna be like, well, I'll say it to you. No, you won't, and you know you won't. Like, I don't say anything about a person behind their back that I wouldn't say to their face. So, to all of the people that's been rocking with me, look, man, y'all know how I rock. I'm gonna call a strike and a ball a ball.
Right.
I love all y'all.
Okay.
But when there's an issue, I ain't got no problem addressing it. When I identify a clear enemy, I ain't got no problem being the greatest foe that they've ever had. I ain't got no problem with that. I seek peace, but I don't mind a little contact.
If you don't mind contact, then why are you being sensitive right now? I'm telling you, you're coming off as not too fast, not too hard. Slow down. So
to my supporters, and look, so my point is that it's cool to agree. We can agree to disagree.
Okay.
But disrespect, it's crossing the line. A lot of people don't know. I got it. Some of y'all don't know how to express yourselves. Some of y'all ain't got enough intelligence to be able to disagree with somebody and be respectful.
But see, the thing about it is one person's disagreement could be disrespectful to you. But you don't want to take everything personal and be sensitive. Unless you're trying to have an open panel on your platform and let people go back and forth with you, which you're not trying to do. Matter of fact, if you really were trying to address this, like really trying to address the uncivilized mutts, you would have used your StreamYard. You would have dropped the StreamYard link and allowed people to come up and quote unquote say it to your face and address them in real time. But you didn't do that. You basically wanted to address the uncivilized mutts and you run off the rest of your day. So if you wanted to really address people, if you was really about that life, if you wanted people to know, hey, I'm about that life, you not, you would have dropped the StreamYard link, brought them on your platform, cammed up or not, and let them say what they got to say, and you would have addressed each and every one of them until you got tired, till you ran out of time, or till nobody else wanted to come up. That's what you would have done. But you didn't do that, and it's almost a minute left. So if you decide to do a part 2 for the uncivilized mutts, that might be something to consider.
Respectful about it. So I get that.
Okay.
But to my fans, to the people that rock with me, to my supporters, I love y'all for real, for real. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for defending me in the comment sections, not just on my channel, but the other channels. I'm on a lot of stuff, so I see a lot of stuff. So thank you for all of defending me, in this situation right here, right now. Thank you. To my detractors, it's a waste of time trying to make somebody happy that don't want to be happy. Likewise, it's a waste of time to try to help someone get an understanding who don't want to get an understanding. So come a little closer so you can hear what I got to say.
Okay, come closer.
Fuck all y'all. Ooh. Fuck your mama. Fuck your daddy. Fuck your sister. Fuck your brother. Fuck your grandma. Fuck all y'all. Fuck your car. Fuck your house. Fuck your phone. Fuck you uncivilized mutt.
Uncivilized.
No more talk.
No more talk. That's it. No StreamYard link dropped. None of that. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video. Share to your social media. Subscribe. Click the notification bell. My name is Spade. Thanks for watching. Go forth. Do great things. And I'm out. Peace.